and welcome to the Fit for Life podcast, brought to you in partnership with Sharp Fit for Life and the Business Body Network. Improving your performance and transforming busy and overweight professionals, business owners, and consultants, along with their teams, to become fitter, happier, and more confident. The Fit for Business and Life podcast is all about sharing passion, knowledge, and expertise around business and personal performance. From my host, myself, Martin Sharp, I'm a 30 years change maker in businesses large and small. And today we're going to be bringing a special guest, sharing their know-how, experience, and making their experience making changes in themselves, featuring inspirational stories, insights, tips, and practical knowledge, bringing more healthier, happier, and higher achievement to your world. So today's special guest with us is Hester Bedet. She embodies Serenity Sound and transformation to guide you effortlessly towards clarity and peace of mind. She's known as the Serenity Sound Healer, and also has lots of qualifications around being an NLP coach, a family consultation specialist, along with training things like hypnotherapist. But recently, she's really used all these skills to bring that amazing transformation that help harmonize body, mind, and spirit for her clients. So, welcome to the stage, Hester.
Thank you, Martin. Wonderful to be here.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic to have you here. I mean, we've known each other for quite a while, actually. And it's always been
Yeah,
interesting because you always bring out a new aspect with regards to the use of sound and the use of sound in healing and the use of sound in transformation. So it's not always about how do you repair what you've got, but actually how do you build yourself up for something new. So maybe you can just explain a little bit more about what that actually is and how that works.
well, with sound, it is. I got one example with me. I use singing bowls like these that you can see what I mean. And the singing bowls, when you tap them, they create not only a sound but a vibration as well. And if people listen to the sound of singing bowls, they can really feel this in their body. It's not only live, but I got emails, yeah, and messages from all over the world that people can really feel the music that I create with the sounds of the bowls, and the sounds harmonize your body, and you get really a relaxed feeling, a deep relaxation. And this is good for, yeah, peace of mind and better sleep. Small examples.
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, we all know the power of music and how it is able to kind of move and transform people. So take you to
Yeah.
places where you can use it for relaxation, for excitement, for concentration, etc. So I think from what you're saying, it sounds very similar. You've now got to this point where you can actually pick up specific harmonics and say, actually, this is going to really help and resonate with you.
Yeah. It's already, well, over decades. In neuroscience, they've been busy with studies that music can really heal. Like an example, David Leviton. He's in the US, and he's a really distinguished neuroscientist. And he really says, like, there's no question about it that music can heal. And as I speak my words, I can just feel it in my body already. It is true, and people are getting to know it more and more, and it's getting more normal nowadays. But like 20, 30 years ago, this was already uh, knowledge, but not much in use. It wasn't common, but it's getting more and more common that you can heal with vibrations and sounds.
Yeah, it's interesting actually. 'Cause I know, and some of the older religions as well, they use sound in a very similar kind of way. So this isn't
Yeah.
like new knowledge to humanity. I think sometimes
No.
the linkage between why it works and the fact it does work, I think, is probably more interesting part of the moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I remember reading an article with regards to how, so for example. if you want to get your parasympathetic nervous system to actually activate, the one thing you can do is sing, because that kind of resonance from your body actually helps
Yeah.
to calm
Yeah.
your nervous system down, which means that it can so enable it. So I know what you mean with regards to some of the science being available and actually now showing that kind of deep linkage to it. But
Yeah.
how did you kind of come across this? Because I don't know about you, but until I started to work on my own body and started thinking, how can I actually, decrease my cortisol
Yeah.
and then my adrenaline and actually start to get some relaxed pieces in there, I didn't come across that kind of knowledge. So that was really only in the last like 5 or 6 years. I mean, what about for you? How
Yeah.
did you come across this?
Yeah, for me, it's well, I think about 5, 6 years ago. Yeah, longer than that. I came across with the sounds of the singing bowls in the sauna. That's how I got to know it, and it was just one day, like, yeah, this light moment, like, I want to know more about this. Yeah, let's follow a workshop. And why did I want to do that? Because my children, especially the youngest, couldn't fall asleep very well, and that was every night a bit the same. Um, so I thought, well, let's give it a try and see what this workshop does. And I took one ball back home and yeah, started using it, and then a koshi, and from one came the other. And yeah, both the children, yeah, they love it, but they really went to sleep easier, quicker. And I also, yeah, after this, I also started with singing bowl massage. And of course, they like that as well. So that's how it all started, by, yeah, helping my children. And yeah, before I knew it, my best friends were in my living room, all laying down on the floor, and me playing with the balls. And they were like, oh, wow. And then I thought,
I can
well,
imagine you.
maybe I can
Yeah,
make
I
a
can imagine you
living
get.
of it.
Yeah, I can imagine you get a lot of parents coming to see you for a way of being able to help get their children to sleep. I know when
Yeah.
our tribe was younger, they were a nightmare. Well, no, that's untrue actually. Hannah really never slept, so she was definitely one that always stayed awake and but was hard to get up in the morning. Callum kind of went the other way. He kind of slept from about midnight till about 8, 9 in the morning. And Don was the other side. He kind of went to sleep early, usually about 6, 7 o'clock, and woke up
Mm.
about it's like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. So for us, it felt like we had 20 years of sleep deprivation. So I think if anything can help, parents being
Yeah.
able to get their children to sleep, I can imagine that being absolutely fantastic. So
Yeah.
yeah, you
Yeah.
said now you kind of developed this into a business. So how's that work? What I mean, obviously, I'm assuming it's more than just parents that you're working with and things.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
it's more than just getting kids to sleep.
Yeah, yeah, of course, it is more. I work with, yeah, mostly women, but also men. So you're also welcome. That they have so much stress in their lives, and keeping up everything going, like yeah, getting a balance in work and private and all the stuff. Um, so they have so much stress, and they don't take time for themselves. um, and the women with tinnitus, because it's not only the stress, but also I see a lot of ear ringing, and people that come to me, and that's also really helpful, reducing the tinnitus, and even completely, that is completely gone. So that's just amazing, how powerful it is. And this is, um, yeah, the music and coaching. I also, yeah, like you said in your introduction, also use like the family constellation with gemstones. I do this. So it's yeah, more things adding together that release the ear ringing and also reducing stress.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, reducing stress is a big one, and it's interesting you were
Yeah,
saying about, you seem to attract more women than you do men, and I know, for example, from some of the studies that are out there, women are more likely to ask for help than men are, so I think that's probably part of it, but I think from a stress point of view, it's kinda quite equal. I mean, there's lots of kind of
yeah,
stress goes on both sides of kind of that gender divide. Sometimes it's different causes of stress, but yeah, I think it's something I can agree would probably work with both people. So, what could you just give us an example of kind of what one of your clients might have experienced when they kind of come and work with you? What's the kind of process that you go through with them?
well, I usually start with a live if they are in Holland. If not, I only work online. And I see them and work with the singing bowls live. And it's not a real scheduled program that I say like next week we're gonna do this and that week we're gonna do that. I always work in the moment, so I know what I have in my program, but when I'm gonna use it, I don't know because yeah, I live in the now and what do you need in this moment? Because think of maybe someone has had a really tough week, something happened in that week, and we have a coaching, and I scheduled the family constellation. That's way too much. Anyone can handle in that moment. So I always tap into how do they feel today and what can I offer you now. So that's the way I work. And people are not always used to that, but I got back from clients that they are so surprised that it works that well. They really feel there is a rhythm in the coaching and in the program because I tap into the moment.
Yeah, and I can appreciate that. I mean, when I'm working with my clients and then we're going through that kind of coaching process, you have to be really mindful about what's been going on. It's a bit like for some
Yeah,
of them, if they're having a really stressy week or there's lots kind of going on in their life at that point in time, they
yeah,
can get very disappointed. They can feel actually, I'm not making the progress I want to do. I'm not in the
yeah.
place that I want to be. I'm not
Mm,
being who I want to be, and that can create again even more frustration. So sometimes it's a case of just saying, okay, well, take that step back. You're okay. You're doing really well, but realize that you've got all this going on in your life as well, and you're trying to do all this
yeah,
on your life as well. And if you try and put both of those two things together, it can overwhelm you. So I think
yeah,
being really attentive to people's needs and sometimes actually pointing out, where actually some of the things they're doing in their life is actually detracting from the results they're trying to look for, is
yeah,
really, really quite helpful. So it's nice to hear you've got that approach where you've got almost feels like you've almost got a toolkit, almost like a kit bag of things that work really well, and you almost
yeah.
bring out the bit that's absolutely almost like the perfect item for them.
Yes, yes,
A bit like
yes.
a
Because
conductor in an orchestra.
yeah, like the family constellation, I usually use just once in the whole program. But for example, neuro linguistic programming techniques, I can use like every time if it's necessary. And also like meditations. Sometimes I feel like, wow, at this moment where you really need a good deep meditation and then we go into that, or I'm not doing that, but I create one and I send it to you and you can listen to it in between the sessions. So yeah, I always feel what do you need to get
No, that's
the
fantastic.
end result, and the end result is a peaceful mind, and that you
Okay, so this
can
is interesting.
yeah,
Yes, this is interesting because we talked about some of the problems that people have. So things, for example, like the high
yes,
stress, things like
stress,
clearing the
sleep,
mind,
less
things like
focus.
yeah, Yeah. So what's the kind of results at the other end? So a lot of people, for example, they're so mired in their problem that they can't imagine what life is like without it. And others are so attached to their problem because they've lived with it for so long. It feels quite scary moving beyond that position into where they want to be. So
Yeah.
what 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 would good look like for many of your clients? How would you describe that kind of those scenarios?
What I can see is, at the end, they feel, um, yeah, more strength. They like they've taken back their life. That they own it more. I think I think that's one really big thing, that they feel the ownership of their life again, and more peaceful. And if there is a moment they don't feel it, they have a tool or many tools to feel peaceful quite quickly. And I think that is the really good thing, after following the whole process. So there's really more peace in the mind and in the life. So it's more, and the environment, people around them, the family, they notice this as well. And the beautiful thing is that if they are feeling more themselves and more peaceful and in harmony, it ripples through in the family and at work. People feel it. It's your vibration.
I like this whole idea of getting to peace quicker because one of the biggest issues we've got in life, from my perspective, is our sympathetic nervous system can go from zero to stressed in a heartbeat. I mean, and
Yeah,
it's there to protect us, right? It's before when we used to be savannah dwellers or cave dwellers or looking for hunter gatherer or something, you'd be on the lookout for something that's looking to eat you or attack you or kill you or something. So having that alertness so you can actually get out of danger really quickly was really important back in those kind of days. But today, when we're not necessarily under those kind of threats, we still have this kind of heightened response where we can get from naught to
yeah,
stressed in a heartbeat. And I know from personal experience and from many of the clients that I've worked with that this even happens on things like conference calls, with like a Zoom call or something. And how can you be in the most safe place on the entire planet, your own home, and your heart rate go from your normal 60 beats a minute, it's like 120,
yeah,
150 for some of the
yeah.
clients I've seen. And it just shows that kind of activation of that kind of sympathetic
Mhm.
nervous system. But yet the flip side's true as well. It takes a long time normally for people to engage their parasympathetic nervous system. And for some people, they've never tried to do it. They don't consciously ever do it. So to get into that kind of feeling or have a mechanism that helps them being able to enact that so they can get calmer and at peace quicker. So meaning that they can then start to recoup, repair, regenerate, etc., is really kind of important. So it's
Yeah.
interesting you were saying about that kind of speed of activation. So how does that kind of work? How does the use of things like singing bowls, etc., kind of really kind of tap into that element of the human mind and the human being?
It's because the sounds that I create, that you can listen to, um, the when you really listen, you start listening to it, and um, I don't know what it is. It's just magic with singing bowls. They help you to get out of your mind, out of that shopping list, out of that what I need to do later today at work. It's it's such, yeah, so magical that you just drift away. You can't help it. It's it's really hard to drift away on those sounds. It's Yeah, it just takes your heartbeat down. It relaxes your breath, your whole body. You really feel to, yeah, that you fall in this deep state of relaxation. And um, what it is, why this is so powerful, especially live, is because the vibrations of the bowls, they work on your body, because your body is for about 65, 70% contains of water. And well, can you imagine if that starts shaking? But it's really subtle, very subtle. Some people can feel a shift in their body. Um, if I do a live sound journey, I walk around as well with the balls, and I come really close with the ball. People can really feel this in their body. It's just amazing how that works. But even with the audios I create, and that's why I also have really good mics, so that the sound quality is just perfect. Even then, people can say like, I can feel it in my body. And this water, yeah, it's really subtle that it's this massage. And and also think about if you have like a back pain or something. See it as your cells are all like this, but a few in your back are like that. And with the vibrations, the cells, they vibrate and they go back. It's just amazing that if I have people here with back pain, it's just one massage, maybe two, and it's completely gone. Like if they go to the physiotherapist, it's like 6 times. And it's just amazing, and people don't know this yet, but they are getting to know it. But it's, yeah, it's just a magical instrument, and you heal pain free. Because if I go to a physiotherapist, if I have something, it's like, and it hurts. But if you have a massage with this, it's just like, that's nice. And
I
you
love that
heal.
idea.
It's,
I
yeah,
I also love my physio some days as well because they kind of they do there a bit, but I love this idea of being able to, just have something that kind of resonates through your body, and I love that kind of analogy you've got with the cells kind of aligning. It
yeah,
reminds me a bit of the way magnetic resonance kind of works and kind of pulls everything into the same direction, so you end up pointing towards the magnet.
mm,
So I kind of like those ideas, and you're right. I mean, I think this is something more people are starting to know more about. Certainly, I think when Einstein came up with E equals MC squared, we've got the idea now that matter and energy are actually just similar things, just different form,
mm,
just in different forms. So everything kind of has its own frequency effectively to work at. And I think as
yeah,
we're learning more about that, learning, for example, how the mind works, the different kind of waves that are happening inside the head, how the body works and things, this concept of resonance, I think, is a really kind of has some powerful implications forward.
yeah,
And I also love what you were saying about being able to do these recordings that people really enjoy. But it's always interesting, for example, when we've met before a few times actually in person when you come to the
yeah,
UK, you kind of bring your travel set of bowls as well. So I know you've got huge, massive ones that obviously you can't transport, but you also have these little ones that you bring with you.
yeah, yeah.
So
I got
how's that
one
kind
with
of
me.
work? What's the Yeah, yeah.
This is a little one. And this is a little one you can always bring with you. It's such nice. It's easy to carry, and you only need a little stick and to tap it. And the smallest one, because I haven't even told that yet, but the smaller it is, the higher the tone and the vibration. And this is a really good one to buy for yourself and carry with you if you are going out for your work for a couple of days, and you have had a rough day and you feel like, I can't do anything. You just tap this a few times and listen to it, and you feel your vibration, your frequency is going up. You're getting a higher um, frequency and energy. It's just energizing you. And it's also good to use in the morning if you don't have time for meditation and you want to feel like, refreshed and a bit of energy. Just tap a small bowl a few times and listen to that high sound, and you cannot feel down. You have to feel like, yeah, I feel great. That's how it works.
Yeah, well, I'm very lucky actually. Here in the village where I live, we have a brilliant church with a full set of bells, and we have a
Wow.
great ringing team, and they practice several times a week. So usually on a Friday night, I tend to hear them a lot, and on a Saturday or
Yeah.
Sunday as well. And yeah, just the sound is just fantastic as it kind of goes across the entirety of the village. So
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. You can't not smile when you hear it. It's not
No.
annoying. It's actually uplifting.
Yeah. And overall, people know that music is uplifting. It's good for your health to listen to music. So yeah.
Definitely, beyond a measure of a doubt. I think we've kind of tantalized everybody so long. I mean, would you be willing to like give everybody a little bit of a demonstration, for example, of what the sounds are of the two different balls you've got in your hand, the small one and the big one?
Um, well, I don't think. I don't have the tap. Well, you don't hear that usually online.
Try it.
You,
Yeah, it's brilliant.
oh, you can hear it, and I thought you cannot hear it, so I didn't bring the.
Hear it perfectly. Brilliant. And yeah, I mean, again, it's a testimony to the quality of your mics, I think, is the fact that you can actually hear those online.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if people wanted to get in touch with you or maybe want to work with you, etc., what's the best way for them to kind of reach out, really?
Well, they can always send me a message by email, as most people do, on hester@soulsounds.nu. And if you want to listen to some sounds and music of me, you can go to the YouTube channel, Hester Bedet Soul Sounds. And there you can also find my website and email address.
Fantastic. And what we'll do is we'll make sure all those kind of details are added into the description or the caption box or whichever one it is on the platform
Yeah.
that you guys prefer to listen on, whether you're listening to it on Spotify, on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts or YouTube or wherever your favorite platform really is. But Hester, that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you for sharing your knowledge of sound and resonance and healing and actually hopefully opening up a new avenue for people to potentially use for helping them with their rest and relaxation. Because again, it's an area that many people definitely need to improve and make work even better.
Hmm. Yeah. Well,
Any final thoughts? Any final question that you might have for me?
um, no, not at the moment. I can give you one tip to go easily from a high state, from the stress, putting it down. Just a simple exercise. You only have to remember 4, 7, 8. You inhale 4 counts. You hold it for 7 counts, and then you exhale 8. And if you do that 3 times in a row, your body is going to relax. It has to relax. It cannot stay in that high stress anymore because of the exhaling twice as slow as you're inhaling. So try that, and that's my tip for you.
Fantastic. And it's a great way of being able to bring your heart rate down as well. So I
Yeah.
love that one. So thank you very much, Hester. Really appreciate that. And a big thank you to everybody here for listening, taking the time out to listen to this episode of the Fit for Business and Life podcast. The Fit for Business and Life podcast is brought to you in partnership with the Sharp Fit for Life and the Business Body Network, helping busy professionals and their teams become even more healthier, happier, and higher achieving in business and in life. If you'd like to join us as a guest or get in touch to know more about the topics that we've covered with Hester today, then we'd love to hear from you. Simply email hello@sharpfitforlife.com. Once again, thank you for listening to the Fit for Business and Life podcast. The Fit for Business and Life podcast is produced and presented by Waxtime Limited, copyright Sublime.